Today's reading ends with the story of Jesus and Zacchaeus. The story of Jesus noticing the rich tax collector after he'd climbed a tree so he could get a better spot to see Jesus from. Jesus calls Zacchaeus down, invites himself over to Zacchaeus' house to stay for the day. All of this strikes me as a series of unlikely things. What grown man, what rich man is going to climb a tree so he can get a better sight line at a celebrity? Okay, maybe it's not that unlikely. I've seen grown men do dafter things to get pictures of celebrities. What rich man is willing to give away a significant portion of their wealth just because they've decided to follow Jesus? Actually, I've seen that too. So maybe this isn't so unlikely after all. We know that Jesus has set his face towards Jerusalem and has foretold his death and resurrection for a third time. Sandwiched between that prediction and Zacchaeus' interaction with Jesus is a story of healing. It's one of those shorter healing stories. There's no mud prepared, there's no laying on of hands, there's no sending the blind man to a pool of water to wash. In this story, the healing is immediate, and it's based solely on the man's request to have his sight restored. One of the things that got me to think earlier about the story of Jesus and Zacchaeus being unlikely was the immediacy of these events. Jesus proclaims salvation in this moment. He doesn't offer it for some time later, not after the resurrection, not after Moses or Elijah appear, but he proclaims it today to Zacchaeus' house. It's immediate. Imagine for a moment if we thought of salvation as something that came about today. Not something that we talked about and worked towards and thought as some sort of eternal reward, but as something that could be proclaimed for our house today, right now, in this moment, while you're listening to this sermon. How would that change your life? To know that there is no eternal punishment, that today there is eternal love for you and for those who you love. I would hope that there would be an immediate change in how you looked at life. For far too often we think of salvation as some later reward, not as something that reminds us each day, each moment, right now, that God loves us. Now, some people already give significantly. Holy Cross wouldn't be open without generous support from people like you. Other charities wouldn't be able to survive either. However, this isn't a story that's just about giving. Zacchaeus had climbed a tree, and we hear that he did so because he was short and wanted a better view of Jesus. But part of me wonders if he didn't also climb the tree for safety. He was the chief tax collector, seen by some as a fraudster, and as being in league with the Romans who occupied the nation of Israel at the time. In reality, he could have needed protection from the group of people around him. His offer to give away half of his wealth and pay back 4 times if he had defrauded someone, could have been a moment of self-preservation just as much as it was a moment of declaration of faith. Jesus really could have called Zacchaeus from the tree into a moment of physical danger. And I don't know about you, but I try to avoid physical danger when I can. It's unlikely for me to choose to put myself in danger as Zacchaeus did. Part of me wonders, what would get me into that moment? What would be able to get to me, to call me, to risk my life? Maybe one of these quotes from earlier in Luke would give us a clue. This from Luke 9:24. For those who want to save their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake will save it. And from Luke 17:33. Those who try to make their life secure will lose it, but those who lose their life will keep it. These are parts of stories where Jesus foretells for the first time about his death and resurrection, and where he talks about the coming reign of God. Once we see this, we can see that Zacchaeus' response to Jesus, to his call to get down from the safety of the tree, to see Zacchaeus willing to put himself in danger and to give up the money that originally put him in danger. I'm struck with the question of what is Jesus calling me to do? What dangerous place? What place full of risk and full of reward? The salvation being the reward here and now. What risk, what reward is Jesus calling me to? What dangerous place is he calling each of us to? What can we risk now, today, to feel God's love and to proclaim that love throughout the world?